So again, welcome back to Thailand, welcome back to me, True Blue Time in Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It is 1 Jan here in Thailand and it is a Monday. It's the dead king, his birthday today. So for instance, I think it's a holiday for everybody, for a lot of people, for instance. Yeah, so it's celebrating, so it's a long weekend. A lot of people, for instance, went to Buddy yesterday and the last couple of days. I wasn't invited, unfortunately. I don't know why. I would love to have gone, but just have to pay my respects elsewhere. Anyway, so Falang, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's a bit cloudy today. Expecting to rain today. Great for running, but unfortunately can't run, as you know. And yeah, so for instance, warmish day. For instance, about 13, low 30s. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, so I don't know about yourself, etc. I was watching the game yesterday, Manchester City against Liverpool, or Liverpool against City. I was quite happy with the fact that we've got WTV now, wherever that is, Women W Sports. And I've never seen it. It's just come across it on my channel, for instance, and it's a women's football channel or women's sports channel, and yeah, and they have the WSL. So yesterday I treated myself. I watched the Everton versus the Rags. Everton was 1-0 up and then the Rags took over, and then I watched Chelsea scrape a win over Spurs. And the commentators are just get on my nerves. They really do. They are so biased towards Chelsea. It's unbelievable. So yeah, so I was listening to the commentators, and yeah, so I wanted to watch that game. And I didn't think Chelsea were impressed, if at all. I wasn't. So, but I'm kind of today, for instance, I'm kind of relieved more than anything else. I'm drained. I really am. I woke up I didn't get to bed until about 2 a.m. and for instance, and I was drained after the game, because it felt like the 93-20 with Sergio Aguero to a point, and well, I was convinced that we weren't going to get the points and we weren't going to get over the line. And when we were, because we're all over Liverpool, weren't we? All over them, and they were playing a low block. And it reminded me of the Everton game. And remember the Everton game last season where we played Everton. And for instance, so we were playing well, okay, and we went to Everton and we lost Everton 2-0, and it was like what? It felt like that. I think there was a certain degree of complacency, because after the height of Arsenal and being the second in the table, Chelsea dropping points, put 1 point behind, go down to the likes of Liverpool and next West Ham. And I think, we should do these. And I was saying, my confidence, we should do these. Just like the men's senior team, when Burnley come to the Etihad, or a lower team, etc. You always expect City just to roll over 6-0, 7-0, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. But one thing we should realise, and I keep saying this myself, I say this on my podcast many times, you can play a game on FIFA, you can play a game in your head, you can have a chat about the two teams, etc., and how a team, say for instance Liverpool at the moment, the main senior thing, should be winning everything, and they're not, and you're thinking why. And again, for instance, and you've got to narrow it down to say that, for instance, of why, and you can't walk into a game being complacent and thinking that the game's already won just because you're where you are and they're where they are. And they've got Gareth Taylor, they're playing at home, they're playing, for instance, they don't want to lose, they've lost all 5 games so far, for instance, and they've only scored 1 goal. So, for instance, it should be on paper, it should be a doddle. And to me, and I think after the euphoria of Arsenal, I thought, for instance, I get the impression where like City kind of like had that kind of feeling of, yeah, job done. It won't take. All we need to do is just turn up and win. And I felt that to a point. I'm not being disrespectful to the ladies, etc. Because again, for instance, we play, in. I thought we were dominant on the game. It was not. It was just a matter of time. The crosses were going across, but the finishing was. There was nobody in the box. The finishing wasn't on to par, but it sure was well mannered. marked throughout the game. She was kind of marked out, and so for instance, and I thought, and the only shot they had was in the first half, etc. Was for instance, Yamashita. She was basically was a goal on her own, wasn't she? And the only shot she had to save was a goal in the first half, was a cross shot, and where she picked it up, and that was it. So and I thought it was, and the fact that they lost one of their players, an important player to them. So I thought it was just waiting for that City to get a goal. The Anfield, the crowd was quiet. I could City fans who big up to City fans because we played well. I thought the turnout for the fan base, etc., was excellent. So for instance, I know some people who actually live in the area, Liverpool, for instance, and but they're part of the Man City supporters club, and so they went. And so for it was great. So it was only a matter of time. Then Liverpool go and score. It's like, what? And they hit the post, etc. Or the ball was got deflected onto the post, and then they put in a very good cross and hit the 1-0. And I was like, what? And of course, and then but again, for instance, as I'm going to read in a minute. About for instance, City have got a bit more steel in our play now. So let's go through it, because again, for instance, I'm relieved, especially when the ball went in the last minute. I thought, oh no! I just felt that, for instance, we were going to drop points. We're going to be third in the table. United are going to overtake us, because again, they won, and I thought, oh no, because again, the next game is not until after the international break, which is West Ham, but it's in all the way back in November, because we've got Newcastle next week, and then we've got to the League Cup, and then we don't play a game until after the international break. So we had to wait for such a long time. Now we can go to international break a lot happier. But come on, let me cheer myself up and see, because we've got to be happy, because we've got to be with great determination, and we succeeded. So let's go for the side at the beginning. So Yamashita, Kasparai, Rose, Greenwood. Captain Emma Beeny, Laura Brinken-Brown, Blinkdale Brown, Hazagawa, Ozarabi, Niedermeyer, Fujino, Bunny Shaw. On the subs was Keating, Lazelle, Coombs, Witherall, Lohman, Pryor, Thomas, Aldroyd, and Skiergabravalova. I do apologise if I got your name wrong. So right, okay, that's how we lined up. Yes. Lohman came on the 82nd minute. Lazelle came on the 94th minute, and Coombs came on the 61st minute. So let's just go for a quick what happened basically. So City arrived at Anfield on the hunt of the sixth straight win, and were the better side in the early exchanges, with Vivian Niedermeyer was twice denied by Rafael Borgath. I thought she was pretty shaky. So she made some good saves, but I thought she was quite shaky. But again, we didn't capitalise too much. Although Andree Jegazic, is that his name? I heard it 4 or 5 times, and I thought I got it in my brain, but I don't know it. Sorry, Andree. Side were dominating, but couldn't find the opener, and before an unfortunate injury to host Maria Holberg brought a halt to proceedings. But City were back on top soon after. Miedemar slipped Andree Fujino into the area, but attempt was met by a smart Baraka stop. City start the second half brightly. Later Zabi firing over the bar from the edge of the area, but it was Liverpool who broke the deadlock on the interview. After arriving in the area, Celia Holland was met by Cabra Cox at the far post, whose headed home from a close range. That Holland girl was quite good. She played a really good game for them. Undeterred, the Fitzer found an equaliser 10 minutes later, although the Livery Beeny 1 week from her heroic 3-2 victory over Arsenal. Bunny Shaw had a look to be falling just wide of the target, but Bogarth intervened to pad the ball. She should have let it go. but she tried to to save it, to be 100% certain. Parried the ball into the path of his Swiss. I want to say she parried the ball. She went for the ball, and Ima was right there. Passed the ball. The ball into the Swiss international, who slammed the ball into the roof of the net from the right, a tight angle. Great goal. And City, in pursuit of the winner, we finally got our nose to in front with 4 to play. Substitutes Lindy Lohman was the architect, picking up the play from Kieran Casper and feeding the ball to Fujino, who fired through Pagov net to seal 3 points in front of the travelling fans. There was a later scare deep into stoppage time, although the former Blues Gemma Bonner scored on typical, isn't it? Scored on the rebound of the Liverpool free kick, but offside was rightly raised to prevent a precious win on Merseyside. Though the contest of Anfield were utilising 3-4-3 formation seen throughout and Andree's tenure so far, but Beeny would only drift into the left and the fine spaces in the pockets, which below Bunny gave us a great chance. After recovering from two Arsenal equalisers from a 3-2 win of the Gunners ahead of the trip, it shows our mentality resolved when tested again, going from going down goals down to Liverpool. But City responded brilliantly to level and then find a winner to seal. I think it was they were talking about 19 points or something like that. With so many times we come from the end. It shows a lot of mentality in the squad and the resolute to win. City's fifth WSL win in a row. Our head coach then spoke about winning in different ways, and the visitors had to dig in deep for this one. Beeny from brilliant Beeny, following on from her heroic winner against Arsenal. Beeny was once again a standout performance for City. Tough tackling, silky runs, and her poacher instincts were all shown on the Merseyside following her arrival. At just 19, my Christ, the sky is the limit for the Swiss ace. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. She's really, again, for instance, when I first saw her, and again, I had my doubts, but, and she deserves all the plaudits, and should be, I should shut my mouth. But no, absolutely fantastic, really. Let's see if we can get some comments from Andree. Okay, come on, iPad, where are you doing? Okay, right. Yeah, Andree was proud after his team grounded out a 2-1 win over Liverpool, despite not hitting our usual standard. In a pre-match press conference, the head coach has warned the hosts could cause a problem, and we found ourselves behind after the break, despite dominating large spells of Anfield. But second half goals from Beney and Fujino and City deserved 3 points and moved us back into the second place in the WSL. And Andree felt we were a little off colour, but once again hailed the side's determination to pick up a 5th successive WSL win. He reflected it was a tough, but at the same time, I think we lacked energy in the group. Yeah, it was a flattish performance. Football was about desperation. Football is about desperation in everything you do, and I think we've missed that a bit round the penalty box. We were close a couple of times, but we needed more players in the box. When they scored, I felt that we were really doing things a bit sharper. But I have to say something about the team, that no matter what, not everything's perfect, but we're still winning. We're coming back from a goal down to win. Although lively performance from the 19-year-old Beeny helped City over the line in Merseyside, with the Swiss international getting on the score sheet for the second time in as many matches. The youngster has come off the bench to earn City a 3-2 win over Arsenal last week and justified the selection from the start at Anfield in a tireless display over a while. And yet Andree continued to be impressed by Beeny's versatility and courage after an excellent start life at City. He said, Beeny's display, I'm so happy for her. She's working very hard, really working really were not making it easy for her. But she's playing in so many different positions, but she's always survives. She's always survives and has a bravery in her in the box. She is one who finishes, and it's that desperation as well as the score. I'm very happy for her. Yeah, she's again, for instance, you would not think it, but that she would a player, for instance, a plays up front. But but again, she's got so much quality, and she can only go far. Go far. Emma Beeny hailed the City character after the Blues fought back. After the Hales took the lead shortly after half-time, the Switzerland international equalised, fizzing an effort into the roof. It was the second time in success for Andree side scored in the late decade. Beeny netted the third against the Gunners and made two by firing in the leveller in our victory over Gareth Taylor's side when latching into Booney Shaw's save shot to slam home. And the 19-year-old says that she was delighted with scoring the WSL goal of the season in what was a crucial win. So my only thoughts was to shoot high because the goalkeeper was down low, so I wanted to shoot strong, and it came good also, she explained. It was really enjoyable for me and to get more minutes, but I think it's great job for the whole team, but because we kept pushing and we really never gave up and we deserved the win. I think it was difficult a game and a difficult start for us because Liverpool are a really good team. It was difficult for us, but after half time we came back and the whole team kept pushing. So I think it was deserved win. Throughout her time at the club so far, her precious versatility has been utilised by Yellow, which is now seen play on the right side of the midfield and inside forward and accompanying the striker. Although Switzerland international explained that she's adapting to the Swedes' instructions, she's relished the minutes on the field. She added, I played different positions at City and sometimes it's difficult to find the right position, but I enjoyed minutes and appreciate my time. So for instance, but overall, she's playing very, very well, and deserve a credit again. For instance, she's coming in from the side, she's playing with confidence. Some of the plays excellent, etc. And again, she's playing with no fear, which is brilliant. I just want to congratulate because when Andree, for instance, on his substitutions, because when Vivian came off, etc., and because I thought she was one of our best players, creative players, and Coombs came on, I thought, no, what are you doing? But a minute later, for instance, we got the equaliser, so there you go. And of course, when making his second substitution, for instance, we went on to get the win. So I think he knows a bit more about the game than I do, or the ladies, for instance, than I do. So he's playing well, and I think he's. I'm getting more and more impressed by Andree's tactics, etc., and the way he's going about things. And we're 5 from 5. We're for instance, we've only lost one game, etc., and that was to a lucky Chelsea. But other than that, for instance, we deserve to be where we were. And again, for you can't walk into any game. Could we have? Were we a bit flat? Yeah. Were we? But overall, I think we were pretty excellent. I'm happy. I should be happier. I'm just relieved. I'm kind of deflated because I'm just relieved we won, and because I got into my mindset, etc. For instance, that we've either dropped points, or we've lost the game. We dropped points again. It was going back to 93-20. And now I can sit there and say, yeah, we won. And I saw the highlights again this morning, and we were the better team. Liverpool don't deserve to be where they are if they continue playing like that. I don't know how they play against other teams, etc. But they must have definitely stepped up the performance because they're playing City. But if they play like that, there's no way they're going down. And but we'll see how it goes. It happens this time. The Man City side squad. I've seen so many teams come to the Etihad and think they're going to play. And you think, it's going to be a 6-0, and it's not. But other than that, I'm happy, and I should be happy, and I think we should be delighted now. We're still in the second position. Unfortunately, it's the same old in the Premier League. The WSL. But again, we can go into the Newcastle game, know that we've won, and then we can go to the bottom table against West Ham. Don't take it for granted. And knowing that we didn't get any injuries, a few people got pulled in knocks, etc. And hopefully to see the likes. Hopefully Lauren will be back. Hopefully we'll see a few more of our players back, etc. For instance, Caroline would be great to see her as well. But other than that, I should be delighted, and so you should you. Anyway, but brilliant, really happy. So I'm going to get going. So. True Blue Tie from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. Are you relieved for a Bannerland night? Did we deserve to win? I think we did. It was a goal. But are we showing a resilience? Are we showing? Because to me, winning games like that, coming back from those games 1-0 down, shows that is a title-winning squad. Because coming back, from a losing position away, especially at Liverpool, playing the way they played yesterday, which it shows the table is not true. Is the fact that, for instance, I think it's a title-winning performance. Arsenal was important to win and to get to beat your rivals, but you've also got to turn up against the teams who you're not your rivals, and coming back and showing grit and determination, getting 3 points. Gives me a lot of good faith with the ladies, etc. Moving on to the next game. So again, here we got the Newcastle international break, and then West Ham. But other than that, whew, I should be more happier. But I'm more relaxed. I'm more, I'll get better as the day goes on. Okay, guys, I love you and leave you. True Blue Tie from Thailand, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.